Pasadena in 1933 was a hub of political, artistic, and scientific activity. Once a lush playground for millionaires seeking relief from the crowded corruption of Los Angeles, the Great Depression had hit Pasadena just like everywhere else. Pastimes were a welcome distraction for the hardworking men and women of the middle 30s. Swimming, baseball, and golf were all hobbies that were easily accessible to the public. However, in a remote and undeveloped area behind Pasadena, another pastime was taking place altogether. Hardly a new trend, amateur rocketry had captured the hearts and minds of two young boys who would go on to make history. It was in the Arroyo where a rich kid with a knack for explosives and a tough kid with a talent for putting things together, raised on the stories of Jules Verne and H.G. Wells, more or less agreed upon a lifelong friendship. Their mutual passion, rockets. The two kids were named Jack Parsons and Ed Forman. Although rocketry was a popular enthusiast's pastime, it seemed to only belong in science fiction novels. Considered a fringe science, young Jack, the chemist, and Ed, the mechanic, nevertheless had a practical and mechanical understanding of rocketry. From early on, Jack had shown a unique talent at identifying and mixing chemicals, both liquid and later solid, to create better propulsion. Or, as the neighbors probably called it, a bigger, louder bang. Ed, on the other hand, was the guy who put Jack's ideas to the test. If Jack mixed a nitrate or glycerin to create a hotter fuel, Ed was the guy who built the casing and added fins and observation dials to it. But talented or not, Jack Parsons and Ed Forman understood that blowing up model rockets would not be enough if they wanted to hear the end of the Buck Rogers jokes. They understood that for a real challenge, they needed to find a person who would understand rockets and propulsion on a mathematical, scientific, theoretical, and formulaic level, no less. One evening, in October of 1935, Jack and Ed attended a lecture on rocketry at the California Institute of Technology. Caltech, as it was known, had drawn the best minds in science from around the world to study and teach there. Excited by the lecture, the two had formed a plan. Determined to acquire a graduate student to do the equations and higher-level calculations for their chemical and fuel tests, they searched the campus. But they had been told that it was a waste of their time. They had been told there was no redeemable scientific value to the study of rocketry. Nevertheless, the two were on a mission.